Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Haycock. Wear a number of hats, but the hat I wear today is to talk to you about Dragonboard, Maglok Dragonboard as a flooring. The purpose of putting this video together is to help our merchants, who are our link to the marketplace, understand more about the products, and for their customers, i.e. the builders who are installing it, to understand some tricks of how to install it that we've learned in our last few years in New Zealand. So instead of reading a lot of words and manuals and instructions, we thought the best way to do this would just be to talk to you. The first video we're going to talk about is where does magnesium come from and what is it about, because I get that asked every day. And then I want to share some tips that builders who use the product regularly have shared with us to make it quicker and easier to lay, to get a better result. And the third thing is, what is the difference, but why would you use this product over wood or fibre cement type flooring systems? So the first video I want to talk to you about is what is magnesium flooring and where does it come from. I'll put my glasses on here so I can remember everything to tell you. But back in 2015 I visited the Shanghai Green Building Show where I discovered magnesium flooring. And to my surprise, everyone was selling this product and I could never understand why it was not available in New Zealand. I found that when I was at that show there was quite a difference between magnesium flooring and Mgso flooring, which I'll explain to you very shortly. One thing I was introduced at that show, and everyone said to me, you need to be using the Dragonboard from America because it's a patented-in system and it doesn't have the problems that Mgso flooring has. What I did discover is what is magnesium, where it comes from, and how long it's been actually used. I discovered that when you mix magnesium and activate it to go hard, it goes hard like a mortar. And the Great Wall of China was built out of magnesium mortar. So about 3 years ago I visited that Great Wall of China just to see if that was actually true. And sure enough, it was exactly the same colour as the board we bring in. In fact, there was even a sign talking about the construction of the wall using magnesium as a mortar. So that's got great history. Magnesium, as we know, when they mine it, the best quality of it is used for health tablets. The next quality they use for ladies' makeup, and the third quality they've been using to manufacture building products from, mainly because of its fire rating capacity. And so for many years magnesium has been used as a slurry or a board to fire rate steel buildings. So with that success, they worked out how to engineer the product to make a sheet. And it's a bit like making fibrous plaster. For those of grey hair like me would know, they mix the slurry up and they have to activate it, just like when you want to speed up the drying time of concrete. And traditionally, and still is today, it's activated with chlorine, and that's why it's called magnesium oxychloride. But the problem we found when I was at the show is that this, if it's got too much chloride in it, it can cause tear dropping and it can be corrosive with your tools, and you can't put certain pipes through the walls or through the floor because it corrodes it. So the alarm bells went off was, why would you actually use that product? I was lucky enough to be introduced to the Dragonboard technologies from USA, who have patented a system way back, probably 5 more years ago, where they don't activate it with chloride, they activate it with sulfate. So it's Mgso4. And so that doesn't have any issues with weeping, and it doesn't have any corrosive issues. But the Americans patented also, they have a secret ingredients they put in there, so it has 0 of these issues. And that's why in the last number of years they've sold 8 million square metres of this flooring around the world. Once we managed to secure the agency for New Zealand, South Pacific and Australia for Dragonboard, we obviously needed to get it tested. Regardless of the thousands of tests that were available to us from Dragonboard Technologies in USA, we decided we'd go for a code mark. So we were issued a code mark, and that lasted for about 2 years, and because of COVID we couldn't keep getting it checked, and the code mark certifier that we were using withdrew out of the New Zealand market, so we decided not to continue with our code mark. We discovered in New Zealand that many New Zealand products had a pass and a PPE and New Zealand documentation to prove that the product was fit for purpose. So we supplied all the information that was given to our code mark certifiers, plus many more documents and testing, and we got a pass mark, which we still use today, which is a very successful way to prove that the product is fit for purpose to meet the New Zealand building codes. So if you jump on our website, you'll see the pass, you'll see a PPE document, you'll see a document that if you're having to substitute another flooring for using Dragonboard Maglok, then you can, all the documentation you need for council for minor variations are available. Plus there's a tremendous range of testings and bracings and fixing instructions on the website. In fact, we're often complimented how comprehensive the website is from the councils. That gives you a little bit of history. The mines are all in Asia. It's been made for many, many years. It's a great product. It's used worldwide for decades, but obviously discovering Mgso4 versus Mgso board was the key to success, and that's what we sell in New Zealand for our flooring market. We currently import about 30 containers a month, and builders, once they get used to it, say they'll never go back to any other flooring.